everyone. Boom. I'm right here. Good afternoon to you, good evening, good morning, depending where you're tuning in from. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from today. It's always interesting to see all the different time zones. As you know, my name is Gisela K. I am living in the Netherlands and I'm from South Africa. So for me, it's kind of like evening time, 8 p.m. Hello, Heidi, it's so nice to see you. Sweet dreams, and fasten your seatbelt. Suzanne, fasten your seatbelt. We've been on quite the streaming roll, have we not, Grizzlies? We've been streaming up a storm lately. It's been a lot of fun to be here with you. Thank you so much. Sarah's like, yay, it's starting. Hello, Jill. Hi, all the Grizzlies. Okay, wait, let me just see if I've missed anything. I just want to quickly catch up. Erin. It's so nice that you can catch a live. That's really, really great. Grizzly time. Can you all hear me also? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Hello. Florida woman's killer is arrested. Yes, we saw that yesterday, Kevin. I hope you'll check out the episode if you missed it. The news actually broke live on the stream because the family and friends were kind of part of the stream and we got the news firsthand, which was really, really great. So please go check that out if you didn't. You just homepage, go to yesterday's episode. Okay, so where you guys? Hello, Miss Dewey, Lorray. I wish I could say all your names, but I see you. There's already 180 Grizzlies in here. I see you. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. So today, I'm really just going to share my bullet points with you. And you know, I just love bullet points. You know, I love making notes. And you know, I love notebooks. And you know, I sell notebooks. If you want to get some Grizzly true crime notebooks, the link is in the description box. And Nightbot will also be sharing it as well as the mods. Hello, Lieutenant Peter Pranzo. Lieutenant Peter Pranzo, I actually have a question for you. The other day, when Chris Hall from Monsters Under Our Bed was on the show, he mentioned that there's this law in the state of Indiana that prevents familial DNA matching, from what I gathered. So if you know about that and have a link to that, could you please email it to me? Because I was so interested in that. I did a bit of a dive today. And not the deepest one, but a bit of a dive. So I can't find it. I would love to know. Overeducated and over-caffeinated. I hope you got my apology coffee and message. I will check it out. Thank you so much to everyone who's bought me coffees. I really appreciate it. I'll check it out. I generally reply to all my coffee messages, like generally on kind of Mondays. I don't know. Mondays tend to be like admin days. So yes, got lots of emails and lots of things happening. Hello, Lena. Okay. Yeah, that's a weird law, right? I know. And it would be so interesting in this case to know if, like, is that the problem? Is that the problem in the Delphi case? Also, I don't know why my face keeps like shining and not shining. Let's try a different mode. Fury was sleeping happily here on my chair. I kicked him out. I need to have my chair. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm very sorry to hear that breaking news. B-Fly, we're talking about the Delphi case today. Is Mr. Grizzly taking us on the cubby today? Unfortunately, not today. Today was a nice rest day for him. Catching my first live since becoming a Grizzly. Oh, my word. Linda. I love it when you guys catch your first live. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually give you a rerun, a recap of the Delphi case in case you've never heard about it. We're going to look at that and just look at the slides that I previously made, and then we're going to get on with the bullet points. And the Murder Sheet podcast is really, really brilliant. I'll make sure to link it for you as well. I think it's linked in the description box now, but I'll link it in the chat so once we discuss everything, so you can go and check it out yourself. Oh my word, Lorraine, really? I live near Delphi. If you want me to get some footage or go down there for anything, that would be so cool. Just be safe, okay? Like, be safe. That bridge, it looks really scary. So maybe not there, but yeah, any footage you can get, it would be great. Oh my word. Especially video footage, it would be really great. Lots of Grizzlies have emailed to be boots on the ground all over the world, which is, I think it's so fantastic. So started with Larry Boots on the Ground, thriving around Boots on the Ground out in Nevada, and now, wow, it's wonderful to have such a great community and everyone wanting to offer help and footage and everything. So I think there's exciting things ahead. I've been following the Delphi case since it happened. Okay, great. Boots on the ground, Lorraine. Right? Am I the goat of true crime? Thank you so much, Travis. Oh, man. You guys are so funny. Hello, Stefan. Okay, so let me put this up here. Let me just make sure it's right at the beginning. This was a timeline I created before. I did a collaboration before with... I'm sorry that I'm blocking that name now. Hold on. Maybe that's better. I'm sorry that the little play button is there, but it will go away when I play it. I did a collaboration with Stephen Keogh, who is a former Scotland Yard detective inspector. He has since, he's got a YouTube channel, Murder Academy. We did the collab on this Delphi case. And then he's busy authoring it up right now. He's authoring it up. So, well, check that out. It's on his channel. It's on my channel in the playlist as well. So if you've missed all the coverage I've done on this Delphi case, please do check it out, okay? Hello, Care Bear. Not sure if you're covering Harmony, Montgomery, but I'm in that area. Linda, did you email me the other day? Yeah, I mean, I'm not covering it at this point. You know, sometimes if I'm like way behind, I'm just like, ooh, I don't know, goat. But I will let you know. Send me an email, okay? So welcome to all the mods. Thank you for being here. Welcome to all my patrons, YouTube members, Buy Me a Coffee supporters, PayPal, merch buyers, book buyers, all that, all the support, and viewers. I mean, just viewing, as I say here, just viewing my videos is a great source of support. Thank you for being here. So let's look at the Delphi. It used to, I know some people are like, why do you say Snapchat murders? When this first happened in 2017, it was called, initially it went around a bit as the Snapchat murders. But now we know it as the Delphi murders of Abigail Williams and Libby German. It's still an unsolved case, but I believe that we're getting a little bit closer. It feels like it. It feels like this might actually really be solved. And as I say, Becky Patty, one of the victim, Libby's grandmother, is on Twitter every single day saying, today's the day. And I love that energy. I'm always like, if you go and look at her Twitter, you'll see me go like, yes, on many of her posts, because I'm like, yes, I love this energy. Today's the day. So let's keep spreading that as well. Today's the day. So the Delphi Snapchat murders, Abigail Williams and Liberty German. I'm just going to pause in here and there. So we'll first look at Abigail Williams. She was born on the 23rd of June, 2003, and she died on the 14th of February, 2017. Okay, the writing is slightly small, but we're going to go through it. She was born June 23rd, 2003 in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, to her mother, Anna M. Williams. We don't know anything about her father. Abby was an 8th grader at Delphi Community Middle School, where she played saxophone in the school band and was on the volleyball team. She had attended several area churches with her family. She enjoyed reading and had a big reading counts number in her language arts class. For anyone joining now, we're just doing a quick recap, and then we're going to go on to the new information about Tony Kline, okay? She enjoyed, yes, reading. We did that. She loved to camp and swim and loved being outdoors. She liked riding ATVs with her family on camping trips to Michigan. She loved all animals, especially her cat Bongo. She enjoyed photography and art, drawing and creating little masterpieces that decorated her mother's home. She and her good friend Libby were excited and looking forward to planning their next 4 years of school together. She was buried at Monticello, White County, Indiana, USA, age 13. Hello, Claire. It's so nice to see you. All right. I also believe they're really close to solving this case. Shame. The quote is so sweet. Although she be but little, she is fierce. This is horrible. This case is horrible. These girls were so young. And to think that Libby filmed, she filmed Bridge Guy, who we should all know who that is. If you don't worry. We're going to catch up in a moment. She filmed this audio. I mean, apparently on a Court TV episode I saw the other day, they've got DNA. And I'm like, whoa, that's the first time I've heard that. Like, okay, so they've got DNA. But there might be this Indiana DNA rule thing that might be prohibiting the connection to be made. However, I think, yeah, as I say, it's this is horrible, but there's a lot of evidence. And as Superintendent Doug Carter always says, we need that one piece. Just that one piece. And I'm like, okay, what is it? You know, they need someone to come forward. So it's just, what a crime, of such young girls. So the obituary that was released indicated the date of death was sometime after midnight on February 14th, with some time of death details confirming this. The marker on a burial site was inscribed February 13th. Of course, the family gets to choose that. She's so cute. Shame. So these girls are so sweet. Liberty Rose Lynn German, 27th of December 2002 until the 14th of February 2017. Toby said they had DNA on the HLN program. He didn't specify what type. Very interesting. Libby was born on the 27th of December 2002 in Lafayette, Tippecanoe County, Indiana. She was an active, fun-loving sports star who played volleyball, soccer, and was a swimmer. She was also very creative and loved photography, art, and crafts. Her sister, Kelsey, said that Libby had her phone on her 24/7, and she was very outgoing, brave, and bubbly. She died on the 14th of February 2017 and was buried in Pittsburgh, Carroll County, Indiana, USA, age 14. I mean, Kelsey's had to endure so much online abuse, which, how sad is that? She is really an advocate for showing how much people actually abuse the families of victims of crime. And that is something that I'm very passionate about not doing. I always want to respect the family's wishes. That's why I really tried to get in touch with families, of crimes that I cover. I haven't been in touch with any of these victims' families, but I mean, they're invited. If they're watching, they're always invited. And mostly, I just want to know, am I respecting your wishes by like this presentation? That's all I want to know. I just want to respect them, put out the right information, be corrected where anything might need to be tweaked or is a little bit wrong. And that's really what we need to do, because I find it horrendous how people abuse the family members of victims of crime. They go through enough, Okay, so she died on February 14th, 2017, was buried in Pittsburgh, Carroll County. So these are some pictures of her and Abby as well. Yeah, this one. Amy, if you have a link, they don't allow genetic genealogy in Indiana. That is so interesting. So do you mean like, the ancestry test and stuff that I did? Do you mean like that? Or if you have a link to help me understand that and read it out to everyone, please send it to me. grizzlytruecrime@gmail.com. Okay, this is the email address. So if anyone has that, I would love to show you guys. Really brings it home when you say Libby was born in 2002. My son was born in 2001. He turns 21 this year. Makes me think how much these girls have missed already because of some animal. I know, right? It's horrible. Yeah, this crime happened in 2017 and it's still unsolved at this point. Construction began in the spring of 2019 on the 20-acre Abby and Libby Memorial Park, and donations are still being accepted. The NBA All-Stars 2021 host committee also announced in February 2020 that it would award a $50,000 All-Star Legacy grant to the foundation to help in the construction of the sports complex. Oh, if you could... I'm so sorry, Amy. I may have missed that. Sometimes, man, the emails... Tweeted you you tweeted me an article. Okay. Oh man. If you still, do you mean like in my DMs? I'll go check it. If I still have it. If you still have it, can you please resend it? That would be amazing. So February 12th, 2017, Abby sleeps over at Libby's grandmother's house. They paint, watch movies, and have fun as teenage girls would. On February 13, 2017, Abby and Libby have an unexpected day off from school. It was unseasonably warm that day. They had banana pancakes and asked to go to Monon High Bridge walking trail. Teens often go there. They ride their bikes, collect geocache. Okay, I spelled it wrong there, I think. Geocache, yeah. And hang out. Kelsey drops them off at an entrance of Monon High Bridge Trail that is across from the Mears farm. So not the official Freedom Bridge sort of entrance. We've done some map time as well. If you do want to check out the episodes that I've done on this case, it's in the playlist. An unofficial parking area. They were not dropped off at the Freedom Bridge parking area. At 1:38 to 1:40 p.m., Libby called her dad, Derek, and asked if he could pick them up. He said he would pick them up on his way back home later. Yeah, this is horrible, right? Sue Bailey Bird says, I find it awful also how they can abuse family members. You are doing... it the right way. You're respectful. Thank you so much. Very protective of the families and their wishes, right? The trail is 1.44 miles in length, beginning at Freedom Bridge. The bridge is 70 foot high and 853 feet long. The last train crossed it in 1929. It's really... Man, I like, roller coasters and, I don't know, adrenaline, stuff like that a little bit. I mean, I was a pilot. I used to like aerobatic flying as well. But this bridge, man, I'm telling you, this bridge is scary. At 2:05 p.m., the girls were crossing Monon High Bridge. Libby uploads a photo of the bridge to Snapchat. See, that's why initially they said the Snapchat murders. At 2:07 p.m., Libby posts a photo of Abby to Snapchat. Libby was standing on platform 3 when the photo of Abby was taken. She filmed the bridge guy when they were at the end of the bridge. You think there's a petition or campaign to change the DNA situation? I did see something like that from... thank you so much, Chris. I did see something like that from like 2018. Hello to Chris. All right. Okay, so we're just quickly going through this. I just want to go here to that email. Don't want to miss that. I'm assuming it's at Grizzly True Crime. Very nice. Okay, that's really great. I want to just do this quickly. I'm so sorry for the delay, everyone. Just read along. Read along. Here we go. Okay. Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate that. Oh, let's just close the screen here because it's very bright. Okay, that's better. So at 3:11 p.m., Derek called to say he was passing Wilson's Bridge a few minutes away from the trailhead. No answer. At 3:14 p.m., he called again. No answer. He got out and walked around to look for them. At 3:30 p.m., Derek called his mother, Libby's grandmother, and told them he couldn't find the girls. There were only 2 routes to walk back home. Becky Patty checked both. Kelsey mentioned that Libby had factory reset her phone the week before, which I found interesting. At 5:20 p.m., the family decided to call law enforcement and officially report the girls missing. Libby was afraid of the dark and it was getting colder. At 6 p.m., the police asked Kelsey about the Snapchat pictures that Libby posted. A massive search party started looking for the girls. This little recap's taking a bit longer than I thought, huh? Anyway, we gotta just make sure for people who are new, if they don't know what this is, because there's a lot of new Grizzlies on the channel, so I'm just going over it again. At approximately 3 p.m., David McCain, flannel shirt guy, crosses paths with bridge guy on the trail. David makes his way to the Monon High Bridge and notices 2 girls on the bridge, not Abby and Libby. Texas Grizzly, howdy. Kelsey, okay, well, first off, I was standing on the trail that's right under the bridge, looking out into the woods, and somebody yelled up that they had found a shoe. And when they'd found the shoe, they had asked what kind of shoes the girls were wearing, and they yelled out the type of shoe that Libby was wearing. So I yelled down and told them that. Actually, then, the person that had asked had put up their phone and saw 2 deer in the ground moving, and so he was looking to see what it might be and saw 2 deer standing up there. And when he saw them, he moved the camera down, and that's when we found them. So this would be pictures of the crime scene. Why isn't the dad in jail for obstruction? What? February 14th at 2 p.m., police hold a press conference to announce that they found 2 bodies and suspect foul play. At February 15th at 8 a.m., autopsies were performed, and by 12 p.m. they are complete. At 3 p.m., they announce that they are now investigating the double homicide of Abby and Libby. We're seeking the public's help to identify the driver of a vehicle that was parked at the old CPS DCS welfare building in the city of Delphi that was abandoned on the east side of County Road 300 North next to the Hoosier Heartland Highway between the hours of noon to 5 p.m. on February 13th, 2017. If you were parked there or know who was parked there, please contact the officer at the command post at the Delphi City building. Very odd because they never told anyone what make, model, color, or anything that car was. Of course, these are the sketches that were released of Bridge Guy. I just put a cap on the one just so we could see what it looked like. And then on February 22nd, the recording was longer than what has been released. Police won't release anymore to protect the integrity of the investigation, but they've seen the video and likely won't be able to stop thinking about it. Shame. That must be hectic, whatever they heard or saw. On May 13th, 2017, a celebration of life is held for the girls. On June 16th, 2017, police reach 18,000 tips received. On July 17th, 2017, the initial sketch is released. On July 18th, 2017, police add staff to analyze the high volume of tips. October 3rd, 2017, Indiana State Police visit Colorado to investigate Daniel Nations after receiving a tip. And November 11th, 2017, Carroll County Prosecutor Rob Ives announces he's stepping down. You guys are like, Gisla's a gangster. Why? What did I do now? Little bit. Okay. January 1st, 2018, new prosecutor Nicholas McClellan takes the post. January 16, 2018, the owner of the property where the girls' bodies were found is ordered to home detention. On January 17, 2018, the families of the girls give interviews with national news outlets in hopes of bringing attention to the case. The family has been phenomenal in this case. They've been to CrimeCon and everything. February 13, 2018, Indiana State Police Superintendent speaks on the murders 1 year later. Of course, we analyzed every single interview they did. We were just a little bit snarky because some of the things that are said are like, wait, what? It's still like, wait, what? You know, anyway, April 22nd, 2019, ISP releases a new sketch and a video clip, which confused the heck out of everyone, the new sketch. They said, we also believe that this person is from Delphi currently or has previously lived here, visits Delphi at a regular basis or works here. We believe this person is currently between the age range of 18 and 40, but might appear younger than his true age. Doug Cotter, Superintendent Doug Cotter, also said that you could kind of like combine the two images and they would, when they catch the person, it would be kind of like a combination of those two. And I'm like, whoa. They said they are not the same person. The person depicted in the originally released sketch is not presently a person of interest in this investigation. The sketch released on April 22nd, which is the younger one, is representative of the face of the person captured in the video on Liberty German's cell phone as he was walking on the high bridge. The person in the sketch released April 22nd is described as having a youthful appearance, but could fall in the age range from his 20s to late 30s. And this person's appearance could look different today if he has grown a mustache, a beard, or let his hair grow longer or cut his hair shorter than depicted in the sketch. I'm just going over this so we remember all this when we look at this Tony Kline person as a potential, without doxing. I know everyone speculated about this, but I'm like, whoa, like a potential suspect. April 24th, 2019, ISP clarifies the reasons for the release of the second sketch. April 30th, 2019, the sheriff asked to stop posting images of possible suspects. Interesting. July 10th, 2019, Libby's sister addresses rumors during a live stream. January 8th, 2020, Delphi gets a new police chief. April 5th, 2021, the reward for information in the Delphi murders grows to $325,000. And December 6th, 2021, police seek help to identify the creator of a social media account for Anthony's shots. Enter Kegan Kline and his father, Tony Kline. Kegan Kline was the owner of this account, Anthony Shots. The police are still looking for tips, which I'm going to put on the screen now, sent to this email address or number relating to this account. If you interacted with this account, thank you so much. It's anyone who interacted with this account, Anthony Shots, is asked to please come forward with any information, screenshots, whatever you want. I hope you'll become a Grizzly once some coffee. All you got to do is subscribe and then you are one. Ta-da! Are you one yet? Do it. Do it now. For those of you who are new here, not yet Grizzlies, click the button. Okay, so Kegan Anthony Kline is a 27-year-old man from Peru, Indiana. According to a search warrant lodged in Indiana on February 25th, 2017, Kegan Kline is a musician and Nevada casino table dealer. In 2017, during questioning, Kline admitted that he created the Anthony Shots account. A male model who's not a suspect, his pictures were stolen by Kegan and used on a catfish account to talk to underage girls. That male model is actually now in law enforcement. Is it in Alaska, right? I always forget exactly where. I think it's in Alaska. Why are the police always so sketchy? I don't know. Let's see, what did I miss? I'm just looking at your comments quickly. Yeah. When you just said adrenaline, I suddenly thought he enjoys young girls being scared and trapped on that bridge. Probably, and we're going to look at those bullet points from the Murder Sheet podcast to, yes, verify that based on who we think it is now. Okay, at this point. Referring to the suspect, he's described as a white male between 5 feet 6 inches and 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 180 to 220 pounds with reddish brown hair. Now, these are pictures we initially put up of Kegan Kline, you know, at first because he's connected to the Anthony Shots profile. I mean, he's still potentially, but is it a father-son duo of, I I don't know, did they do it together? Was it Kegan? I mean, we're going to get in the bullet points, but his step-brother, Bart, said that the voice down the hill sounds just like Kegan. That's scary, right? So this is Kegan Kline. They asked us to not really put pictures next to each other and compare. I just put it there because I know you guys always ask for it. Like, wait, what? The murderers are trying to frame Kegan Kline. Wow, okay. We're almost through this presentation. The Indiana State Police has received many media inquiries since our December 6th press release concerning Anthony's shots and eventually the identification of Kegan Anthony Kline. Your questions are certainly relevant as they relate to a long, complex, and extremely complicated murder investigation. Remember, we went through long, complex, and extremely complicated. That sounds hectic. Long, complex, and extremely complicated. Whoa. During the last nearly 5 years, we have conducted dozens of secondary investigations based on information we received. One of those investigations included a possession of CP case resulting in the arrest of Kegan Kline. The information we have, and continue to receive concerning Kline has ebbed and flowed over these last few years. We understand there was a period of time that passed between 2017 and 2020 when Kline was not arrested and incarcerated for possession of CP. And oh man, did we deep dive that based on those leaked transcripts. Do you guys remember that? It's so weird how all the news outlets were like really behind on that. All of us YouTubers really covered the leaked transcripts. And then suddenly the news came out with it like literally, I mean, 2 weeks later, 2 to 3 weeks later, and we're like, what? Okay, but we've seen it. I just saw everyone on the chat there, you know, especially like I won't name just, but like in the chats of these news outlets that release like new information, and then you just see all the YouTubers that have been following this case like, no, this is not new, we already know. That was so hectic. Sorry, just a cough. Okay, once the Indiana State Police presented the criminal case to the Miami County to the Miami County prosecutor in June of 2020, immediate action was taken by both the Indiana State Police and the Miami prosecutor's office, which ultimately resulted in Kline's arrest. Like so many other pieces of this investigation, we will always review, learn from, and make necessary adjustments. We do not believe that any person has done anything intentionally wrong, but we'll continue to critically evaluate our efforts. We know there's an enormous interest in the why of everything we do. Yeah, why? But we cannot and will not speculate. One day, you'll have the opportunity to see and know what we do, and we look forward to that day. We do too. You know, every time that Superintendent Duckhart is like, you don't know what we know, but one day you will know what we know. And we're like, we want to know what you know, right? Without affecting the investigation, of course. We want this to be a solved case. Libby and Abby absolutely deserve justice. So justice for Abby and Libby. Some people say justice for Libby and Abby, or Abby and Libby, or individually. You can use any of those hashtags. Investigators would like any individual that is communicated with, met, or attempted to meet the Anthony Shots profile to contact law enforcement by utilizing the tip email cell phone number Abby and Libby tip at CACOSHRF.com or 765-822-3535. ISP said. All right, and then we'll just quickly look at this over here. You see him walking there. The person depicted in the composite sketch is described as a white male between 5'6" and 5'10", weighing 180 to 220 pounds, with reddish brown hair. Make notes, guys. This is important for when we look at the next thing. His eye color is unknown. The suspect is believed to be between 18 and 40 years old, but may appear younger. Yeah. Investigators have distributed a photo shown above of a person observed on the Delphi Historic Trail. The photo appears to depict a white male wearing blue jeans, a blue coat or jacket, and a hoodie. During the course of the investigation, evidence has led investigators to believe the aforementioned person is suspected of being involved in the murders of Liberty German and Abigail Williams. Yes, Alaska. Okay, thank you. Man, people have really speculated what is going on in these pictures. It's like, we don't know exactly, but it looks like there's something in his jacket. We could go on and on. We can zoom in, zoom out, and look at these and just go, what? But it definitely looks like there's something in his jacket. They say, watch the mannerisms as they walk. Watch the mannerisms as he walks. The new sketch is the person responsible for the murders of these girls. The person is from Delphi, currently or has previously lived here and visits Delphi on a regular basis or works here. Currently between the age range of 18 and 40, but might appear younger than his true age. The killer may be attending the press conferences, and they did confirm, as far as I read, that Tony Kline attended one of these press conferences, and I'm like, what? That was hectic when I found that out. Is it true? They say the killer is hiding in plain sight and has likely been interviewed by the investigators and thought for 2 years that they would not change the investigative strategy. That was such an interesting statement. We don't know what they mean. They said they knows this is about power to the killer, knows the killer will wonder what they know, and one day he will. What will those closest to you think when they learn that you brutally murdered 2 little girls? That's the one thing that I'm wondering when he's like, what will the community think of you? Because Tony Kline, do people think highly of him? Is that his shirt below the jacket or a pouch? It's some kind of pouch of some sort. Okay, so they said, are confident that the killer has told someone what he has done, believe that he's different since the murder, so different that people close to that person would know he did it. What? These are all the statements taken from Superintendent Doug Carter's interviews and things. Interesting, right? And man, you should see all the, if you search Bridge Guy on YouTube, there are so many people that have enhanced this, zoomed in, zoomed out, seen things. It's incredible what they do with technology, but we still don't know who this guy is. But could it be Tony Kline? That's what we're going to look at. Okay, just hold on. Sorry. It's a murder bag. Oh my word. The corruption comes from the mayor possibly being Bridge Guy. The mayor? What? I don't get... They may appear younger thing. He looks older. Tony Anthony Kline must be the luckiest man in the world right now to still be free. The thing is that he looks younger than his age. And I must say that is true for this Tony Kline guy. So, bullet points first or photos? Which are we doing first? The join button. The join button should be... What kind of phone have you got? It should be somewhere here on the chat, or just go to my homepage and it should be there. Otherwise, yeah, if it comes up, the join link, if it's also in the description box of this video. So just go look at the description and it's there. Photos. Okay, photos first. So let me just show you this quickly. Oh, am I hearing myself here? Just wait. Ooh, sorry. I just want to silence this one. My word. Okay. So if I show you this is the podcast that I would highly recommend listening to. Murder Sheet. Have you guys listened to this podcast? I really should actually do a poll like that. Have you listened to this? Gun Holster. Ah, thank you. Like everyone. Daddy was involved, in my opinion. I think Daddy did it, in my opinion, right? Oh my word. So the Murder Sheet, it's available on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere else you get your podcast. So what we did previously, I'll show you in a moment. I literally listened to everything they have on Delphi. They say the Delphi murders father and son. They're looking at that. I listened to all of these episodes and we summarized it together in the previous Delphi episode I did. Yes, I will post this link for you guys. Now, this one is for Spotify, but just search it on Apple or wherever you've got if you want. It is really, really good. The Murder Sheet is a weekly true crime podcast hosted by journalist Anya Kane and attorney Kevin Greenlee. Its first season on restaurant-related homicides and features a mini-series on the Burger Chef murders. Okay, if you're looking for thoughtful, in-depth coverage of lesser-known crimes, this is the true crime podcast for you. The Murder Sheet is a production of Mystery Sheet LLC. The thing is, remember last time, I just want to show you something, and I will show you photos now. I'm telling you, I'll show you photos. Just hold on one second. I'm going to look now. Hurry up, internet. What are you doing, internet? Just go to my channel quickly. Okay, so if we go to playlists, I just want to find it for you guys so that I can show you, just for you guys who don't actually know what you missed. You missed so much. What's going on here? Wait. Hold on. It's such a brilliant podcast. So they went over all the, just gonna put this off quickly. The transcripts and everything. Yeah. Play all. View the full playlist. Yes, there we go. Okay. So here's my playlist. If you go to the homepage and playlist, then we've got the Delphi murders with Scotland Yard Stephen Keogh. The Delphi murders, how would Scotland Yard investigate the case? Delphi case map time. Delphi murders live Q&A with Gisela K and Stephen Keogh. Delphi press conference 2017 part 1 analysis. Libby and Abby analyzing the press conferences part 2. True Crime Unsolved, the Flora Girls. So just put that in this one as well as Unsolved. Delphi press conference analysis part 3, part 4. A combination of the two sketches, Down the Hill podcast and Delphi. That was also such a good podcast, the Down the Hill podcast. So go listen to that if you haven't yet. And the Delphi geocache map time. This, I would highly recommend checking this out. And then here's more geocache theory highlights. The Evansdale murders, Larry Cook and Lizzie Collins, could be speculatively related. Possibly not. Maybe. Go check it out. Decide for yourself. Comment there. Now here, new Delphi case updates 5 years later. And then Delphi, Kegan Kline's voice. Unsolved Delphi case, Superintendent Carter's media interview. And this one, if you look here, Kegan Kline's leaked transcripts. The one right below that is the live stream I'm doing right now. But these leaked transcripts, I mean, we did this ages ago. We did it on March 21st already. March 21st. We already did the leaked transcript. So if you didn't check that out, because a lot of you are still sending me the links. I was like, did you know? Yes, we did it. So go check it out. What's up, Larry? Hi, Grizzlies. Rock on. Rock on. Just stopping to spread the love. Thank you. I followed them on Spotify in case I need filler ear candy while I work. And it's actually, they are so nice to listen to as well. So yes, okay. A Voice for Hope. Welcome to membership. I hope that you enjoy it. Larry, are you gonna, okay. Thanks for joining. Yes. So what I want to show you now, okay, why am I stuck like that? Wait, is, or are these pictures. We'll go like a little bit back. Trigger warning. This guy shoots deer and here and there you might see a picture of that. I'll try to skip it, but I want to go through these pictures. This is Tony Kline. Okay, Tony Kline is Kegan Kline's father. Kegan Kline is the dude connected to the Anthony Shots profile. He's currently in jail, and that's what all these leaked transcripts and things are about. Facing huge amounts of CP-related charges, okay? He's a sick dude. But as it turns out, his dad could be too. But Kegan, for some reason, he is not talking about his dad at all. Okay, so let's go from here. And we're going to then, once we go through this, we will learn all about the relationship between Kegan and his dad, okay, with the bullet points. Wait for it. Yes, okay. So this is Tony Kline on the left and Kegan Kline on the right. Kegan is now in prison for CP charges. Patty and Pink says, join Patreon, friends. It's the best. I'm so glad you love Patreon. There's a lot on there. Yes, there's scripts, there's art, there's podcast episodes, there's tours around the Netherlands, all sorts of stuff like that. That's so weird. Have you noticed the neighbor of Tony Kline, last name Shots? Coincidence? That's so hectic. Anthony Shots. My word. Kegan did talk about his dad in one of the interviews with Barbara McDonald. Yes, we broke that down. That playlist that I just showed you guys, we looked at that on that playlist. So please go look at it. And then you can see all the commentary from the Grizzlies and all the chats that we had about it as well. Yes, carve it up, G-Bear. I don't know about this. Can anyone in law enforcement, if Lieutenant Peter Pronzo, if he's still here, let us know. Does law enforcement let the public know if suspects are ruled out in a case and how long before they start ruling people out? I don't think they do, but it might depend by state. Brad Hamill, thank you for your $5 super sticker. That's so sweet. Me too. I also think it's the dad. The heights of Bridgeman and the dad and son don't match up. All right. I know, right? I feel it's absolutely no coincidence that the Anthony Shots profile was the last one to be in contact with Libby. We discussed that on the last Delphi episode. If some of you are feeling like, what is going on here? Just binge. Just binge on 1.5 speed if you need to. Just not now. After this. So you can just get all caught up on this case, because I definitely do follow this case. And I can't wait for the moment where there's justice for Abby and Libby. Okay. Yeah, what the clients bonded over in Vegas. I know, right? They don't look like Vegas dudes. So let's just go in the pictures. Okay, same in his younger days. Loves motorcycles, cars, hunting. Doesn't even look like him. Here's Keggie, who was the golden child. I mean, so we're going to look at the bullet points. And the bullet points are all about interviewing Kegan's step brother and sister, who Tony was the stepfather to for a number of years. Okay, so we're going to look at that. I think it was like, what, like eight years or something like that. We're going to look at that. But they were saying that, like, Tony was so abusive to them, but not to Kegan, which is interesting. This father and son bond is very interesting. I mean, they went to brothels together. Like, what the heck? Okay, so this is Tony, the dad. Yes, on Audible too, exactly. Thank you, Brad, for the $10 super sticker. You can listen to all of the murder sheets on Audible too. Amazing. So if you guys just look at Murder Sheet Podcast, you can listen to it on any platform. Stitcher, as you say, Audible, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcast, everywhere. The Murder Sheet Podcast. It's really, really good. I would highly recommend. Yeah, where's Tony Kline now? How can he still be walking around? He's literally still be walking around. I believe he works, he says it on his profile, at Chrysler. And I don't know. He must be the most hated man in Delphi. Maybe he isn't. That's why they're like, what will the community think of you? Okay. He loves cars, clearly. You see what I mean? Here, this is the dad. And I mean, I think this was from, I must just check. Do you want me to check the date? Ooh, this. This is from 2014, but still, he really does look, he looks like he has a youthful appearance, like they describe. Here's Kegan Kline, his son. Now, he's holding a puppy there, but from what I hear from the step brother and sister, Tony was not kind to animals. Sorry for showing the kid there. Taco John's, the fresh taste of West Mex. Okay, father and son here. Very interesting. What's CrimeCon? Big crime convention like Comic Con? Maybe you know about that. Drone Con? Yeah, it's like Comic Con, but crimes, exactly. All right, yeah, nice beetle. All right. Looking through his pictures, and then we'll do the bullet points. Okay. I'm just gonna like go quickly through them. If you want to check it, he's like literally on Facebook. You can just Tony Kline. Just type it in and find it. So here they are, father and son. See, the father, no matter what, he looks pretty youthful. You know what I mean? And he takes a lot of pictures of deer. Do you think that TK could have taped his son's voice and used it on the bridge? I think it's more likely that they were both there, or that, you know. Yeah, I think that they were both there, possibly, speculatively, allegedly. We don't know. A lot of pictures of deer. Here is Kegan as well. Yeah, the amount of CP charges that guy's facing is ridiculous. So here is Tony again. I'm just going to actually exit like this. And we're going to go up. I'm kind of trying to skip that one horrible picture. Because look, they're just like holding crocodiles here. Here's Tony again. Watching the game. This was in 2016. I read Kegan Kline admitted to arranging a date with Libby via... Yes, he did. Yep, he did. So if you missed that, we did that in the previous episode because we looked specifically at Kegan Kline and all the charges he's facing and him saying that he communicated with her via that profile on the day. It was actually, they say, right before she was murdered. So that's interesting. So hectic. Okay. Focus on the other end of the conversation with TK or KK. I can't spell this out anymore without blurting out names. Blurt out names. Tell us what you know, or just email me. So cars, lots of cars. Okay, cars and bikes. Love and Dad. Fast and Furious. There's another picture of him. Looking hectic, dudes. There he is as well. I can't believe what, let's just say, his son got up to in this house. Like, oh man, the amount of kids that were contacted is so horrible through social media. In our family, we do horsepower, we do speedways, we do cushions, we do slide jobs, we do racing. Okay. So here he is as well. So I don't know. The topic of Tony Kline with a guy with a blue hat is that of a horrible guy with an obscene tattoo. Wait, the pic of Tony Kline with a guy with a blue hat is that of a horrible guy with an obscene tattoo of a child being abused. Okay. Here are some pictures too. I don't know. I wish we could see him walk. That'd be great. Can't they put him on a catwalk or something? Here's this dude, and who knows what he's doing on the phone. Oh, it's horrible. The stuff that they've uncovered. You know what I mean? Like, does this look like Bridge Guy? I don't know. Okay, so, but I think you get the gist of it, right? You want to see more pictures? And you know, this picture they posted saying February 2017, like right after the murders happened. Apparently, Tony and Kegan went to Vegas. But I believe they actually only went in June. They're just saying that they went then. I think the dad is BG and the son is the voice. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it. Tony has the personality to it, and Kegan's voice sounded like BG's. Exactly. I also think it could be both. Okay. So, are we ready for the bullet points? Just about, huh? What else we got here? Quickly. Who are they taking pictures of there? Sorry, I'm so sorry for showing this. Happy 13th birthday to my niece. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to know what's he doing. Happy birthday, Jared. Love, Tony, Kegan. The dog. Cute. Just going to go through again. Sorry if it's fast for you. But yeah, it's a nice close-up. Scary. Sorry. See, sorry for that picture. One. I just want to go to another one. How cute, the puppy. So here we're getting to a more recent one. So happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you. Okay, so here's, well, I'm in the way. The grandpa then. Tony. See, they both say Tony Kline. They are both Tony, I guess. Kegan Kline. No. Whoa. Sorry, I'm like, wait, they are both Kegan Kline. I'm like, no, I'm like Anthony. No, Anthony Shots. Anthony, Tony. That's what I was thinking. Oh, my word. But here it says Tony Kline and Tony Kline. Okay, so are you the same person? You know what I mean? That's just like weird. Because he specifically tagged it that way. My word. Thank you for being here. Welcome to everyone. If you're just rolling in, we're just doing a recap quickly and looking at some pictures of these dudes, Tony and Kegan Kline. He looks so tall. He looks so tall. Got to see my nephew Jared at Sister's Cookout today. Love that kid. And you can't imagine how violent he is when we hear the accounts now from the stepchildren. I can't imagine it. Oh, okay. So let's look at this picture. Huh. Happy birthday. Okay. Yeah, this one. Scary. The eyes, man, the eyes. Do I need more coffee? You're like, lol, gee, maybe you need more coffee. Do I? There's a channel on YouTube that does a voice comparison. Yes, I've seen that. Between BG and Kegan Kline, and they've done it with BG and Tony Kline. And I don't think that Tony sounds like BG. I really also think that Kegan sounds more like BG to me. Oh my word, okay. I'm sorry. It hurts to hear his name as my son's name is Anthony or Tony. Oh no! There's lots of great Tonys in the world. Look at the grandfather's face, so similar to BG too. Right? Oh my word, imagine if it's the grandfather and Tony. What? Sorry, grandfather, that we're imagining it. Okay. We want to hear his voice a little bit. So anyway, if you guys want to check that out, then just go look on Facebook, okay? So now let's do this. Make myself a little bit bigger. All right. I think it's Tony. So now, I wish I had like an intro for bullet point time. Oh, the grandfather passed away. Okay, but do we have his voice? Yes. Maybe they were involved with someone who was a bridge guy. I definitely need more coffee. Okay, so bullet point time. So this comes from the Murder Sheet podcast. The latest, they released 3. It's the latest 3 episodes. Okay, so if I go here, it's bullet points from the Delphi Murders. Who is Tony Kline? Part 1. Then the Delphi Murders updates, and then the Delphi Murders Who is Tony Kline? Part 2. So it just gives us some insight. So into what Tony Kline's personality was like, which it sounds very hectic. So trigger warning. I think they do give trigger warnings and everything. It could be very upsetting. I don't have upsetting words really on here. You know, I keep it very Grizzly, as I say, which is the opposite of the word grizzly. But Grizzly with a double Z, it's Grizzly True Crime. We keep it Grizzly over here. I won't be too graphic or anything like that. Okay. The clients were probably waiting at either end of the bridge, and that's why neither of the girls managed to escape. Possibly, yeah. What's up, Amy? So, now, Bart Craning was once Tony's stepson. He called Tony Kline dad as a kid. And this is who they interviewed in part 1. Okay, so there's Tony Kline, married to a lady. She got 2 kids. All these bullet points are going to be from accounts from these 2 kids who are now grown-ups. One being Bart. The sister didn't want to give her real name, so they called her Gwen in the podcast. They say that Tony was married to his mom. So this is Bart's account, okay? So Kegan's stepbrother, Tony's stepson, married to his mom since elementary school until 6th or 7th grade. He feared him throughout the time that he knew him. He said there was a lot of DV on his mother and sister and him. So do you remember, for those of you who missed it, go check it out afterwards, but do you remember in the last episode, we looked at that account where they said to Kegan in those leaked transcripts, there was this guy who took a little boy's head and smashed it on a toilet bowl that had actually cracked his, like, I always forget this word, but like eye socket. And he said, whoa, that's like hectic. And he said, what would you want that person's consequences to be? And he's like, put to death, like he needs to die, like that he must all be put in jail, whatever. Pay the price. But like he was like, no, he needs to die type of thing. But that was his dad. Like I don't think Kegan knew that his dad did that, and his dad did that to his stepbrother. So that's Bart that we talking to here. So he said, he is, in my opinion, a very evil person. He remembers him either being diagnosed bipolar or his mother saying that he was. And the sister will back that up in a moment. Even people who encounter him in public would not necessarily think, wow, what a nice guy. You know, he's just got a vibe. Okay, so they said he would commit, I'm trying to use very nice words, commit public DV on on Bart. What about Barry? It's Bart. Wait. Just check in quickly. Tony Kline's name has come up, yes, in this episode. Take a break from our focus on the case. Okay, stepbrother. I want to write Barry. Barry or Bart? The stepbrother. Maybe they used other names. Okay, so he said when people encounter Tony Kline in public, they're not going to be like, wow, what a nice guy. He would commit public DV on him. He smashed plates on the wall. Wow, he threw his sister through a door. And he also punched his mom and bit her stomach. That was so hectic. This was this thing of the toilet being clogged. So he described it as his room had kind of like an ensuite bathroom. I would imagine the way that they were talking about it was, I was just imagining like an ensuite bathroom. And this toilet would clog quite a bit. But it made Tony so violently angry that yes, he would take it all out on his stepson, on his wife, on his stepdaughter, if you could get hold of him. But Kegan, he didn't ever get punished. That's weird, right? Lorraine says, I would love to have 5 minutes in a room with him. He said, my mom had black eyes, a broken nose, was wearing glasses at holiday events. These are his early childhood memories. You know, he just remembers his mom like wearing sunglasses to holiday events. He said that he was punching a lot. He made an attempt to be a father figure, like attending baseball games and things like that. That must be so confusing for the child mind when really you have like, oh, now he's trying to be a father figure. He's like, at my baseball games. And he's like patting me on the back. But then the next minute, it's like, it must be so, like, it's such an unsafe attachment style, right? Unpredictable. In 3rd or 4th grade, this was the bathroom incident. The bathroom was constantly clogged. Graphic trigger warning. Tony shoved his head into the toilet, threw him into the room. Bart ran out of the house. His baseball coach actually picked him up. They then called the police, and Tony actually went to jail that night and had a no contact order. So for a while, I did write Bart again, so it must be Bart craning. For a while, Bart felt like, oh, finally, he's gone. But no, he was back later. He said he was demeaning, and then after this police time, he would raise his fist to him, kind of mocking that he would hit him if he could, or, you know, that he could do it. But, yeah, no, he wouldn't. So that must also be so stressful. Have you seen Grizzly True Crime Presser about Cassie? What? Stefan, please timestamp this, and please timestamp it and send it to me on email. Excuse me. Thank you for still being here and joining me if you are new here for the Delphi case updates. We are going to be looking at what I showed you, which is the Murder Sheet podcast. We're looking at the Delphi murders, Who's Tony Kline Part 1, the Delphi murders updates, and the Delphi murders, Who's Tony Kline Part 2. I would highly recommend checking out this podcast. I will make sure to link it in the description box, in the pinned comments, and in the chat now. So this, I've listened to all of their podcast episodes. We previously covered in the Delphi playlist a summary of all of the other episodes. So please do check that out. In late March, we covered, when was that? Was it March 10th? I think something like that. We covered the leaked transcripts, and now we are looking at Who is Tony Kline Part 1 and Who's Tony Kline Part 2. Now, Part 1 is an interview with Tony Kline's stepson, and Part 2 is an interview with Tony Kline's stepdaughter. Tony Kline's stepson is known as Bart Craning, and Tony Kline's stepdaughter did not want to use her real name, so she went by Gwen. So please do check this out. I will link it in a moment here for you. Here we go. I'm putting it in the chat. And we're going to go over the bullet points from what I learned from listening to it there, and I would highly recommend you listen to it afterwards. So Bart Craning was once Tony's stepson. He called him Dad as a kid. He married his mom. He was married to his mom since around elementary school until the 6th or 7th grade. He feared him throughout the time that he knew him, which is very telling based on the type of dude he is. He committed DV against his mother, sister, and on him. According to the sister's account, she got the most of it. He is, in my opinion, a very evil person, Bart said. He remembers him either being diagnosed bipolar or his mother saying that he was, but he definitely remembers that like hectic change in his demeanor. He said like 1 minute he'd be smiling and then he'd blink, and then the next minute he would be like absolutely furious and then abusive. Please note that that does not represent everyone diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I just have to say that I'm very passionate about mental health topics, and I wouldn't say Tony Kline is a good representation of that, especially because I don't think he was formally diagnosed. It's kind of something that the stepdaughter also said. He kind of used that to just say, oh yeah, I forgot to take my medicine, it must be the bipolar again. You know what I mean? So Bart said that even people who encounter him in public would not necessarily think, what a nice guy. He committed public DV on Barry and really humiliated him. He smashed plates on the wall. He threw his sister through a door. He punched on his mom. His mom had black eyes, a broken nose, and was wearing glasses at holiday events. He said he describes the abuse as punching a lot. He made an attempt to be a father figure, which means attending baseball games, etc., which is actually really confusing, as we said, for the child mind. To see 1 minute he's like a father figure and he's like patting you on the back and supporting you at baseball games and everything, and the next minute he's just like an absolute monster. In 3rd or 4th grade, there was this bathroom incident in which the bathroom adjacent to his bedroom was constantly clogged, the toilet, and so Tony, in response, got really angry with that, especially the one day, and shoved his head into the toilet, threw him into the room. Bart ran out of the house. His baseball coach actually picked him up. They called the police, and then Tony went to jail that night, and he had a no-contact order. He was demeaning and after this incident and raised his fist to him, kind of like saying, I could do it, though, if I want to. I'm not going to do it, but I could do it. Even though not physically violent when he returned. His mom and Tony separated when Bart was in 6th grade. Bart didn't get the impression that Kegan and his dad were super close, but they must be. Like, you know, like the bond described later, like he didn't get the impression they were super close, but they had a very odd bond. Tony treated his son like a buddy and not like a son. Exactly. Annette, you see, it's a very bad representation of, you know, when people, they just throw out labels, you know, when it's like, oh, I'm so OCD because they like to clean a lot. Or they say, oh, so bipolar because someone is like sad and then they're angry and then they're happy. It's not necessarily like that. People need to be careful with those diagnoses labels unless they are formally diagnosed with it. You know what I mean? So, yes, I agree. Okay, so the police actually interviewed Bart about Tony and Kegan, so that's interesting to know based on the investigation. Were they interviewed? Yes, they were. Yes, they're very interested. The police are very interested in the case of Kegan Kline and Tony Kline. They've definitely, the more we look and the more we dig, they've interviewed them a lot. The vibe that Bart got is that Tony was involved in the murders. That's just a quote that I wrote down here. The vibe he got was that Tony was involved in the murders. He said he owns a lot of weapons, knives, etc. He threw anything. Computers, smashed that against the wall. He threw plates. He threw anything he possibly could. Very violent dude. He said Tony's a hunter. He cared about hunting, racing, and motorcycles. Tony had the typical response to pedos. He said, yeah, those guys need to die in prison. He said it was just such a cliched and empty response, though. It didn't feel angry like he was trying to show, right? Thank you for clarifying that mental health diagnoses don't represent violence. I work in the field of mental health, and too many times these individuals are looked down upon. We need to support. I agree. I've also got a diagnosis or two, you know, and I'm just like, whoa, is that misrepresented in the media? Like, my word. And so, absolutely, I'm very passionate about mental health topics. And I don't think labels should just be thrown around like the way that Tony Kline here is just like, yep, bipolar, forgot to take my medicine. Like, no. No. He's absolutely abusing it. We need to support mental health and not judge it. Yes, I agree. Oh, you guys like the mental health topic? Okay, yeah. I'm always like careful to talk about it, you know, but I'm very passionate about that topic as well. Thanks for pointing out the many misconceptions people have about bipolar disorder. I agree. I mean, it just bothers me when they're like, 1 minute he's angry, the next he's smiling. Wow, what a cliched way to represent that. Like, literally not at all how that works. Anyway, don't get me started on mental health, guys. We'll be here all night. So he said that Kegan also had a temper. Bart describes him as a big, angry guy. So that's interesting because Kegan is kind of portraying himself as like this little soft dude who's just like, I don't know, like creepy on his phone. But he said he was a very angry guy. He would explode out of nowhere. Kegan never had actual girlfriends, according to him, nothing long term. His most recent girlfriend was very young, looked 15. And the stepsister, we'll look at the bullet points of that now, also confirmed that, yeah, he only dated like really young girls. He doesn't think that the bridge guy audio is Tony. He said he does think, though, that it's Kegan. So that is so interesting that he actually thinks it sounds just like his stepbrother, Kegan. Whoa. Oh, this one gets me. Elbows mom. I have crippling OCD, so when people say about keeping the house clean is having OCD, I boil inside and just wish them one day in my body. It is so not. OCD is not about keeping your house clean. Oh, my word. Okay. That sounds like another channel, huh? Meaning like, yeah, I could talk mental health a lot. Anyway, moving on. Then he said, they used to fish around Delphi in Burlington and Wildcat Creek. Now, that's interesting because they were like, but did you ever go to Delphi? And he's like, actually, as a child, yeah, they used to fish there a lot. So when Superintendent Dakota is like, these people are either living in Delphi or the person, right, living there, working there, or travels there. They did when Bart was a kid. They traveled there. Oh, Brad Hamill, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for your $10 super sticker. Okay. Mikey's Mammy, we just covered that. So just if you go back a little bit, we're just focusing right now on Delphi. And if you guys stick around, we can discuss that at the end as well, okay? I just want to make sure that we focus on the Delphi case in this portion, and then I can edit it quite nicely, right? To just make sure we give this case the justice that it deserves as well. So we're almost done with the bullet points. In Vegas, Kegan was saying he was a blackjack dealer. He was growing and selling marijuana. He was patrolling a weed house. He said he had properties out there. So he was quite the pathological liar, according to both stepbrother and sister. Tony always bragged about how much money he made. He worked at Chrysler. He said he made $93,000 per year and allegedly only worked third shift. Can you guys tell me in America exactly what time third shift is? Is that like, you know, like let's say 8 to 12 and then like from 1 to 5. So the third shift would be what, 6 to 10 or something like that? Okay, so now we're almost, when we're done with the Delphi bullet points, we'll talk about the latest news, okay? So now Kegan's older half-sister, okay, said that she's not named Emily Ann because there's been some speculation about that. Kegan created a stepsister profile called Emily Ann that expressed fantasies about doing the deed with her brother and father, but this stepsister said there was never anything like that happened to her. She felt, Oh, she felt empowered by Bart being able to talk about it. So when Bart told her story, she's like, right, I'm coming forward and I'm telling mine too. Oh, 11 p.m. till 7 a.m.? Is that third shift? Whoa, you guys. Now, what? Would you work that shift at Chrysler? At Chrysler. Are they open at those times? Who's buying cars at those times? What's going on? Okay. So her mom was married to Tony Kline when she was around 2 years old. Her earliest memories are about his abuse, which is so sad. He would smile 1 minute, blink, and then be infuriated the next. He punched her in the face when she was 4. Tony forced his wife's hand into the oven when he didn't like what she was cooking. This is not a nice dude at all. He told police, "Oh, I forgot to take my medicine. I'll be sure to take it." He claimed to be bipolar. And it's also not be bipolar. To suffer from bipolar disorder, to have it. Not to be bipolar, but okay. Tony may have friends or connections to law enforcement, because when asked, well, why was he not arrested more? Why did he get away with this? This stepsister said he might have had friends or connections in law enforcement, which is interesting. That piques my interest, because I'm like, wait, what? That helped him evade being arrested to the abuse he inflicted on his family. It affected her schoolwork. She left the house at age 13 to live with her dad because it was so bad there. Once when she was little, she sat at the head of the table when the table was all set with food all on the table. She sat at the head of the table where he usually sat, and he said, "Are you going to get off my seat?" And she said, "Make me." But it was like a joke, right? It's like a little kid. And he was so angry, he flipped that entire table onto her in front of everyone. And she said, but the adults just like looked on. They didn't do anything. So, whoa, that's pretty hectic. It sounds very violent, right? He told her to run. Oh yeah, this one. Ooh, this one. He told her to run to get a head start, that he was going to shoot her with a BB gun. See, this to me ties into the Delphi vibe, allegedly, speculatively, possibly. Because he told her, run, I'm giving you a head start, and then he shot her with a BB gun. The BB went into her elbow, and she had to go to the hospital to get it dislodged. She also describes another incident in which he's like, run, I'm giving you a head start, and like running so fast and trying to climb up a tree and getting onto this like very rickety branch, and the branch breaking, and she fell on bricks and broke her leg. But that's how desperately she was trying to get away from him. He killed animals in front of her. He shot a dog, beat a cat to death. He used to make her rub his back while he watched wrestling, which was like kind of a control thing, you know what I mean? We're almost done with the Delphi case, guys, and then we'll go back to the other one, okay? So it was kind of like a control thing that he had going on. And then he was never sexual towards her, though. That's interesting, because of Kegan and Tony's history with online profiles and young girls. Kegan became really difficult from elementary school. He became moody. He didn't want to attend school. He had to redo a few classes a couple of times, and he was a pathological liar. He embellished how cool his life was, saying that he was a backup singer for this band and that band, and made up all kinds of stuff. She knows that Kegan and Tony are still communicating because he always has money on his books. Apparently, Tony and Kegan only went to Vegas in June, and she believes that Kegan showed Tony how to do things on social media. See, because we're looking at why their profiles linked. The police interviewed her. She was very nervous to answer that question, but she said yes, they did interview her. She heard that Tony abused his ex-wife in public as well. So it's ex-wife, stepson, everyone. Kegan always had younger girlfriends. He was always awkward around girls. And the closing message that she had was that internet safety is so pertinent because you just don't know who you're talking to. So if you have kids, teenage kids especially, and they're online, just remind them, you don't know who you're talking to. I mean, like Anthony Shots, that profile was like all cool cars and lots of money and a good-looking dude, male model, but that's not who was behind that screen. Kegan Kline was behind that screen, and maybe even more, monsters. So internet safety first. Okay, thank you so much for bearing with me through the Delphi case. I know you guys all are very interested in the news that broke today about the Cassie Carley case.